Late last week, Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene filed what might be one of the dumbest lawsuits I think I've ever seen in all my years reporting on idiotic lawsuits here at Ring of Fire. Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene have now sued two California cities, Riverside and Anaheim, alleging that the cities, along with 10 different activist groups, colluded with private venues in a conspiracy to suppress the First Amendment rights of Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Here's what happened. Remember 2 summers ago, Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene were out there doing their little idiotic tour that, by the way, was so unsuccessful that they ended up losing money on it. Well, they had shows booked, their little hate rally, because all they do, I call it a hate rally because all they do is they go out there and they hate everything. They tell these idiotic audiences everything sucks. The Biden administration sucks. The environment sucks. Everything sucks. Everything's bad. Everything's horrible. We hate everything. So it is their little hate rallies. So anyway, they're on this summer tour a couple summers ago. They have 2 shows booked at these California cities. Activists didn't want Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz coming to their cities. So they went and they lobbied City Hall and were like, can we do something about this? These people are horrible. The people they're going to bring in here are horrible. There is a potential these people could get, dangerous. We don't want it here. And that's why the activist groups are included in the lawsuit. And that's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. Secondly, the private venues, not city venues, that canceled the shows did so, according to them, because there were issues with the contracts that they had signed and the information that Gaetz and Greene had provided. They said, this information you've given us is not correct. So we're going to cancel your show because you have effectively lied to us on these applications about the insurance. So that is the reasoning from, again, the private venues that are not able, being private venues, not government entities, to violate somebody's First Amendment freedoms. But Gaetz and Greene still pissed about it, say we're suing, we want a formal acknowledgement that this happened, and we want an undisclosed amount of money for our emotional damage that we suffered. This is not a First Amendment case. And Matt Gaetz is a lawyer by trade. I know he did, he was a lawyer for like a year before he ran for office, so he didn't really, do lawyer stuff. But a first year, not even a first year law student, anybody who's taken a First Amendment freedoms course can debunk everything in this lawsuit. First and foremost, you're arguing that activist groups exercising their freedom of speech somehow infringed upon your freedom of speech. That's not what happened. Second of all, you're alleging that a private venue canceling a contract that they had more than enough right to cancel, being a private venue, that infringed upon your freedom of speech. That's not what happened. You can't hit a private venue with a First Amendment claim. You can't. On its face, this lawsuit is dead on arrival. But then there's the third fact that Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz are hoping everybody forgets. And this all hinges again on that First Amendment claim, because that's what the lawsuit's based on. They said, we were denied our right to speech. But do you know what they did when those venues canceled on them? They went and they held a little impromptu rally in front of City Hall. So their speech was still heard. They still got to have their right to speak. They just went to a public area. So they did not lose the ability to speak to people, killing their lawsuit effectively. Now, these lawsuits, they will be tossed. They will be tossed expeditiously, I imagine. But the fact that these 2 morons even filed the lawsuits to begin with, that they found lawyers willing to make these idiotic claims in court, man, y'all are going to be lucky if you come out of this without being sanctioned to hell and back, because these are the dumbest arguments I've ever seen. Thanks for watching, everyone, and well, here comes the awkward part at the end of the video where I ask you to like, comment, and share, and subscribe for more content from Ring of Fire. Also, you should consider becoming a member for some exclusive content and perks, including early access videos and exclusive videos. Check out the link in the description.